So, next mga kabataan is we're going to talk about discipleship system. So, ano ba yung discipleship system na yan? So, John Wesley once said, no, sabi niya, Christianity is essentially a social religion. So, what does John Wesley means? No, sabi niya, no, the social nature of our faith implies that a disciple shares life in community. The community or congregation or church provides a social framework where the processes of a discipleship system takes place. So a community creates an intentional discipleship system by asking two questions. What is a disciple and how are they formed? So sabi ko nga kanina, no, basically, a disciple only grows in faith, no? He or she becomes stronger in his discipleship if he will be included, no, in a community of faith. So, kailangan natin ng isa't isa. So, particularly kayong mga kabataan, you help each other, you become accountable for each other, you look for one another in order for you together, no, you will grow in your discipleship. At yung ating iglesia, yung ating local churches plays an important role. So, we can only do this discipleship system inside our churches. So, a discipleship system, sabi nga dito, importante sa kanila itong dalawang tanong na ito. What is a disciple? We already discussed this kanina. And how are they formed? And kanina rin, we mentioned that we have a mission, and that mission is to make more disciples of Jesus Christ. At lahat tayo are invited to participate in inviting more disciples, more kabataan inside our church, in order for them, no, to grow and to know Christ and experience Christ more. So, in order for an effective discipleship system, no, to be successful and be effective, kailangan makita natin itong tatlong elements na ito. Number one is, kailangan we should recognize the spiritual maturity of the disciple. For sa inyo, particularly mga kabataan, the moment you participate in a discipleship system, your goal is for everyone to be spiritually matured. So walang kailangang maiwan. You help each other, you be accountable for each other in order for everyone to grow in faith. So kailangan ma-recognize niyo po iyon. Number two, kailangan, no, doon sa discipleship system na iyon, kailangan bigyan ng diin yung greatest commandment. Ano nga ba yun? Diba? Love God by loving others. So, love God and our neighbor. So, we can only love God by loving others. So, kailangan ay makita ito doon sa ating discipleship system. Particularly kayo, mga kabataan. And number three is the element of practical theology. Ano ba ibig sabihin niyan? Meaning, yung ating buhay pananampalataya, no? Yung ating pinag-aaralan, no, sa ating iglesia in our discipleship system together with other kabataan, we also apply that, no, in our lives, in all aspect of our lives. Meaning, we walk the talk. So, hindi lang tayo sa salita, kundi kailangan makita rin sa ating mga pagkilos. No? We apply what we learn about God. No? We apply what we learn in our discipleship, no, together with other kabataan. And we apply that, no, in our lives, in our classrooms, sa ating mga eskwelahan, in our families. Hindi lang po sa ating local churches, but also in our communities. So, hindi lang merong important elements ang discipleship system, kailangan din ng components. At when we talk about components, no, it talk about inputs, processes, and outputs. Ano ba yan? When we say inputs, no, it is what enters the system or the prerequisite to begin the work in a particular piece of system, no? Discipleship system. These items exist before a process begins. So basically, no, sa isang discipleship system, merong set of rules, merong process na kailangang pagdaanan, no? Ito yung mga inilalagay natin, no, na kailangan nakapaloob doon sa ating discipleship system. Like for example, sa mga kabataan, no, how will you do your discipleship? No? Paano nyo gagawin ito sa inyong iglesia? Ano ba yung mga activities, no? Ano ba yung dapat sundin? So these are the inputs. Kailangan iset muna yan, no, in order, no, for the kabataan to follow. The next thing is the processes. This is the action that takes place to create growth or change within a system. So these actions or activities happen with and to inputs. The process is the way that things needed to be done. So merong inputs, merong system that has been set, no? At yung activities, yung work to be done, yung things to be followed, no? With the goal, no, and with the aim, no, for everyone to grow in faith and to be strong disciples of Christ. This is the processes. Ito yung dapat gawin. And the outputs are the end results of the close of a process within a system. So once inputs go through a process, they become outputs. Ano ba yung output? Ano ba yung aim at goal natin? Well, basically, that is for everyone, no, to be a disciple of Christ, to be spiritually mature, to demonstrate, no, the greatest commandment, and to apply what we learn, no, in our discipleship system, in our churches, no, yung ating practical theology, no, we apply that in our lives. And well, katulad din ng kanina, no, I'll be giving you, no, this time, no, to reflect and to ponder on these things, no. At I will ask this question. I will give you time, no, to think about this, no, concerning the topic about discipleship system. So, how do the three elements of an intentional discipleship system for youth find expression in our faith? Kanina, no, we mentioned about the three elements, no, and basically, no, ito ba ay nai-apply natin, no, sa inyo mga kabataan sa ating mga churches? So, nandun ba, nakapaloob ba doon, no, yung tatlong elements na mahalaga, no, when we talk about discipleship system? Number 2 is, how does the social aspect of the youth ministry connect with faith development? Kanina, sinabi natin, no, when we talk about discipleship, this is corporate in nature, and kailangan ito po ay nakakonekta doon sa pagdevelop o paghihinang o pagpapabuti pa ng ating o pagpapalalim pa ng ating mga pananampalataya, particularly sa inyong mga kabataan. Number 3 is, why am I a part of youth ministry here? Anong reason? Bakit ka kasama sa youth ministry ng inyong church? May personal agenda ka ba? O basically, well, hanggang ngayon ay hindi mo pa rin alam why are you belonging o a part of the youth ministry in your church? I think this is also very important for us to reflect and to ponder. Number 4, who brought me here and what keeps me here? Sino nag-invite sa inyo? Sino nag-share sa inyo? No? Is it a friend? No? Is it through your family? Is it through your neighbor? At bakit ka nag-exist at nagpapatuloy hanggang ngayon? And number 5, no, why is this place important to me? Gaano ba kahalaga sa iyo, no, yung inyong iglesia? Gaano kahalaga sa iyo yung grupo mo kasama ng ibang mga kabataan, no, sa loob ng iyong church? Alam nyo ba yung inyong purpose? At sa tingin mo ba ito ay konektado sa iyong pananampalataya? Try to reflect and ponder on these things, no? And it can help us understand more, no, when we talk about our discipleship, not only our personal discipleship, but also, no, our discipleship in our churches relating sa ating mga kabataan.